Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. In the last part, we did the first round of raids, the Labyrinth of the Ancients for the Crystal Tower. We met up with a historian who was very familiar, at least for me. We ventured through the maze, we took down some giants. We're ready to proceed to the second tier set. For prosperity, the fellowship of Noah being accounted for, it is time we this assembly was called to order. Rambrels will be presiding over the meeting. If you would be so kind as to inform him of your readiness to proceed. Welcome back, Cecilla. For your reference, I've added my own route notes to Graha's preliminary expedition report and begun compiling a Crystal Tower survey log. The information contained therein will be available to you at all times. Should you have any questions, need only ask. Now, if there are no objections, I shall begin with a summary of the expedition's key accomplishments. Give me my silver piece! What's up, Stubby? In the course of this, our first foray into the grounds of this Crystal Tower, we succeeded in neutralizing these structures out of defenses before proceeding to secure the maze surrounding the base of the spire. According to Cecil's account, the labyrinth's defenses were most empathetically active. Disturbingly, her report also mentions a violent encounter with the sentry heavily augmented by Allegan technology. In short, our misgivings are well-founded. The Crystal Tower was not simply thrust above ground by the chaotic shifting of Earth, it has somehow been reawoken. If, as seems increasingly likely, the tower's secrets should prove too dangerous to share with the world, we will have no choice but to contain them. Short of leveling the place, this will almost certainly involve returning its mechanisms to a state of dormancy. To do that, however, we will first need to address the question of how they work, a question to which must surely be waiting for us inside the tower itself. In conclusion, that is where we must go. A task rather easier said than done, if the perils of the labyrinth are any indication. I skipped it. Oops! Oh, something about recruiting Sid's help again. It would be my pleasure. Don't forget about us. It's like you said, Chief, we found the ironworks to make sure that technology was used for the right reasons, and that means making sure it's not used for the wrong ones. We wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't see this through to the end. Lads, well, I hope you're ready for some back-breaking chores. Well, everything seems to be in hand here, so I shall take my leave of you for the present. If I am to witness this valiant tale unfold with my own eyes, I must needs to hone my martial skills ere we ascend the spire. You'll do nothing of the sort, Graha. Your knowledge may prove useful to Master Garland's investigation. Huh. As an observer, I am not, strictly speaking, subject to your authority. Pray do not mistake my intent, Cecilla. I am well aware that I shall never be a match for one of your innate talents, however hard I train. Be that as it may, pray do not allow your skills to rust from disuse during the coming pause. We will need you fighting fit if our subsequent forays are to prove as productive as this one. Mark me, we have not yet caught more than the briefest glimpse of that which time has obscured. Soon, however, we shall cast off the veil and gaze upon the glory of the Allegan Empire. Ugh. And with that encouraging thought in mind, it is time we bring this assembly to a close. Let us all focus on the task at hand, that our next expedition may begin all the sooner. Meeting adjourned. Alright. What was this? Oh, who's this guy? How can you see through that mask? Such a terrible mess. Yeah, it does leave the door wide open, so to speak. One cannot help but be impressed. I'm beginning to understand the reliance that you place on adventurers, old friend. So, this is the legacy of the Allegan Empire left behind. If my readings are correct, the energy source away on top of the tower is a match for even the ultimate weapon. Nay, more than a match. A new toy for me to play with. Ugh. Ah, look who it is. It's this guy. I believe the fates had conspired to deny me my just rewards just once again, but it would seem they had a greater destiny in mind for me. And so long as my ambition burns, I shall strive to seize it. The dream lives on, Sid. Do not disappoint me. Alright. Syrcus Tower. Again, I forgot to take the damn picture off. 'Tis you, my friend. You're doubtless eager to hear of our progress in the Crystal Tower. Excellent. I'd be disappointed to hear otherwise. Of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I'm ashamed to say that there is nothing worthwhile to report. The Suns have continued to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and every day brings new discoveries. Alas, the same cannot be said about the Crystal Tower proper. We've not been able to set so much as a single foot inside it. You will recall how the 8 sentinels stood between us and the labyrinth initially. In like manner, the entryway into the principal spire, Syrcus Tower, the Algans called it, is also protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Sid and I have tried every trick we know, but without success. Frankly speaking, we're at a loss. It is discouraging, but we cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so the situation stands, my friend. Until we gain entry into the tower, I fear your talents shan't avail us. It will require time that I am loath to waste, and I have a mind to set my people to scouring such ancient texts as we have at hand. Perhaps we can be of assistance. And you are? Who's this? Be at ease, friends, for we share the self-same goal. I'm Unai, and my companion is called Doga. Doga? We are scholars of the Algan civilization sent by the students of Baldessian to assist in your endeavor. Unai and Doga? No, I'm just calling you Doga. Rather than unusual names for this day and age, if I might be forgiven for observing, but I digress. You claim to be here at the students' behest, but we have received nary a word of your coming. I'm sure you'll not take it amiss if we seem somewhat doubtful. We can only assume that the message failed to reach you due to some mishap. I assure you that we are here to help. What's he doing? What is it, Graha? It's nothing. There was a pain, but it has subsided. Well, this is rather unexpected. Your right eye is the same as ours. The same? You have the Algan eye as well? The sanguine hue is said to be a trait unique to the Algans, yet I inherited it from my father as he did from his. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye. All my life I have sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there is aught you know, I implore you to tell me. My deepest apologies, but we have no answers for you. Only one thing is certain. Those who possess the trait are bound by fate to Alag. As your eye has placed you upon the path you walk, so too have we come to fulfill our destiny. Absurd though it may sound, it is the truth. It seems to me we have naught to lose by accepting their aid. What say you? If that is your wish, then so be it. Yet know that I still mean to verify your story with the students of Baldessian when I am able. I trust there will be no objections. Very well. As of this moment, I name Unai and Doga advisory members of Noah. Without further ado, let us have them examine the Syrcus Tower entrance. I promise you'll not have cause to regret your decision. Sasla, I should be much obliged if you were to accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently serving the 8 sentinels. The 2 of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Garland. He will brief you on the situation. I shall join you, Saslo. With Unai and Doga's acknowledged, along with your uncanny knack of setting events in motion, I am hopeful that we will finally see progress. You know what? I'm just gonna ask a question right now. I need. Alright, let's get the answer. Well, but since Cecil, eager to enter Syrcus Tower and kill everything in sight, no doubt. As I'm sure you already heard, though, the place is locked up tight as a clam. New friends from the students, you say? Excellent. It's been slow going, or rather, no going for the chief. He'll appreciate the help. If you'll just follow me, I'll take you to him. Some old faces lift spirits, and a couple of new ones besides. Allow me to introduce Unai and Doga. They are scholars of ancient Alex, sent here by our friends of Baldessian to aid in the investigation. We understand you're having trouble circumventing the tower's defenses. 'Tis our hope that we can be of some small assistance. If your attire is ought to go by... Oops. Picture's still up. For the millionth time. Your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand. Beyond rises Syrcus Tower, the principal spire of the structure collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through the proverbial front door, the imposing gate you see here. The problem is we can't get it to open. It's sealed by some mechanism whose workings are an utter mystery to us. Having had no success via more orthodox methods, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to a magitek cannon. Nothing so much as put a scratch on it. For our blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ashes like the 8 sentinels, but that doesn't make it any less effective a security measure. It's fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity. The only clue we have to elaborate is the elaborate device carved upon it. A man and a woman respected. Elegant royalty, by my judgment. Precisely who these individuals were, we cannot say, nor do we know whether the device actually serves a purpose. Like as not, it is purely decorative. Oh, the door stirs. If you're thinking to force it, save your strength. It's no use. Just ask the calluses on my hands. Rest assured, we do not mean to waste our strength. Indeed, why should we exert ourselves when the gate will open of its own accord? Huh. I don't think any of us expected that to happen. 7 hells. What is this? What did you do? What are you? Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, the symbol of mankind's glory and might. Its virtue guarded by gates impregnable, only to those with royal blood and answerable. Exactly as passed down through the legend, I am delighted to see. Beg pardons for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you've acquired. Nero? You're still alive? Garland, if I didn't know better, I would say you weren't happy to see me. But I jest. In light of our recent meetings, you have every right to be wary. But rest assured I am no longer a threat to you. My legion is all, for intents and purposes, defunct. My association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald, and so I've been roaming the land Eorzea, a regular itinerant. In the course of my wanderings, I chanced to catch wind of your latest adventure. It sounded positively fascinating, so I decided to come here and join you. After the wrongs you committed? You think us that gullible? If you're suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts. But I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I will share with you what I know, starting with these two odd characters. As you're doubtless already aware, the Crystal Tower was the symbol of ancient Alex's mighty and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to the royalty and a few select few individuals. According to the records I have unearthed, only royal blood can open the gate. In other words, the Emperor and his progeny were living keys. You mean to say these two are descended from Algan royalty? Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. To put it plain, there are imitations of royalty, living keys born of Algan ingenuity. Clones, I believe, is the name your careers gave your kind. Is that not so? Twould seem the time for concealment is past. Pray accept our apologies. 'Twas not our intent to deceive. We simply wished to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making what many would consider deranged claims. If it pleases you, let us return to the 8 Sentinels. There's much more to tell. Very well. Seven hells, do you seriously mean to follow us around? Come, Garland, you know me better than to think I spoke in jest. What more will it take it for us to be reconciled? A gift, perhaps. An Algan tombstone that holds the information I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. It used to be the jealously guarded property of the 14th Legion, but it's yours now. I wish you joy of it. I look forward to working together, old friend. Ugh. Seems he's turned over a new leaf. Seemingly. If you're ready to listen, we shall tell you all. As it pertains closely to your investigation, your leader Ambrose may wish to be present. God damn, dude. I just got off a cutscene, now I'm in another one. Before we begin, pray allow me to apologize again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you will have already gathered, we are not scholars sent by the students of Baldessian. Nay, we are clones, copies of people who once existed, given life through Algan technology. This is rather a lot to take in. If it would not be considered unseemly, that might I ask why you and yours were created? And more specifically, what is it that you now seek to do? Answering your questions requires that we revisit Algan history. Pray bear with us. The Algan Empire reached its zenith long before our kind came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood tall as a symbol of Algan pride. Parents took their children there, that they might learn how the nigh limitless energy it produced brought prosperity to the whole empire. That prosperity, it's a little blurry. You guys picked the wrong day to do this for a little show and tell. That prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show its signs of stagnation. This decline was made all the more rapid for want and for strong leadership. In a matter of generations, the Alcan civilization became a pale shadow of its former self. Its once gleaming cities fell into distant repair, and its frontier lands were given over to the wilderness. Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, one technologist, that's a word, apparently it is, made it his mission to restore Alag to its greatness. Amon was his name, and he believed that the alien empire wanted for but a potent ruler, and none was more potent than his founding father, whom he sought to resurrect. The founding father? You cannot mean Emperor Zande. None other. As part of his experiments, Amon created clones of the Emperor's descendants. We are the products of that experiment, copies of Une and Doga. Historical texts mention the reigns of two Algan emperors named Zande. It was commonly believed that the second was the namesake of the first. After all, such a custom is not uncommon among royalty and commoners alike, to think that two were in fact one and the same. Aye, Zande was returned from the grave and assumed his throne once more, and true to Amon's prediction, the empire restored its realm to glory when once new. Would that he could have been satisfied with that. In his previous life, the Emperor desired to bring the entire world under Algan dominion, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Realizing that he needed more power to wage war of conquest, Zande returned his sights toward a forbidden source, darkness. In order to learn how to harness this power, he converted the Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility. Darkness. Again? Seven hells, what is it with megalomaniac rulers turning to darkness and the lust for power? Well, at least this one won't be bothering with us, being thousands of years dead and all. Would that you were right, Master Garland. What? Alas, Emperor Zande is very much alive. Within Syrcus Tower he still abides, his ambition brewing all the more ardently for his empire's collapse. Excuse me? Wielding the power of darkness requires prodigious amounts of energy that not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment the shortfall, the Dalmud was created and launched into heavens on high and hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the tower below. However, a miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land. This triggered an earthquake of unprecedented violence, the calamity that ushered in the Fourth Umbral Era. In the blinking of an eye, the mighty Algan Empire was laid to waste. Yet, even as the Crystal Tower was sinking into the earth, the technologist Amon, now Emperor Zande's closest aide, invoked powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed into a deep slumber. In that state, they were to remain until the time was ripe to awaken. Eras came and went. After millennia laying dormant, Dalmud was summoned back to the earth. Its descent triggered the Seventh Umbral Calamity, in the wake of which the Crystal Tower re-emerged. At that moment, Emperor Zande awakened. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his empire is now little more than a fading memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambition realized. So he just sits there all day long, staring at nothing? Shit. 'Tis for no other purpose but to put an end to Zande's madness that we exist. 'Tis the mantle we have inherited from our namesakes, the true Une and Doga. Fearing that what might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave unto us their will, that we might carry on their mission should they fail. When we came to our senses within the Crystal Tower, we deliberated a course of action, concluding that we alone could not overcome Zande. We struck out to find a worthy ally. It has taken years, but our search is finally over. 'Tis no ordinary woman who can cut the path through the labyrinth of the ancients. With you as our champion, Cecil Rye, we are confident that we can end Xande's dark ambition once and for all. Well, that'll teach me for speaking too soon. Setting my chagrin aside, I see now why you knew about the students of Baldestian, among a host of other things. You were observing our investigation the whole time. So, what we do, Cecila? The world's in grave danger again, and it just so happens you're an expert at saving it. Good lord. Yeah, sure, just send me into the fray again. What else is new? You have our eternal gratitude. Together, let us see the Algan Empire's dark past laid to rest. It has been our mission to recover the long-lost knowledge of the Algan civilization, but what worth is that knowledge if it means subjecting the realm to peril? Truth be told, it pains me to think that the tower's secrets may become lost to us, but the greater good must ever come first. Besides, no quantity of ancient relics can compare to our friends, Une and Doga, living, breathing Allagans. And so I hereby declare a change in Noah's objective. Henceforth, we shall direct all our efforts towards sealing off Syrcus Tower. Its dark secrets must never know the light of day. Cecila, as you did for us within the labyrinth of the ancients, I would have you enter the structure and eliminate hostile elements. Suffice it to say, this includes Emperor Xande himself. Meanwhile, the rest of us shall examine ways to isolate Syrcus Tower from the outside world. To work, then. Whoa! Huh. Wait, there is something I must know. My right eye is like yours. Does this mean? You inherited the trait from your father, you said. No, oops, shit, I just brought up the chat. Know that the clones are unable to bear offspring. You have no cause for concern. The Algan Eye, you called it, but to us, this is a royal eye, owing to the fact that the trait manifests only to those possessed of royal blood. I cannot well explain why the eye runs in your line, but I am disinclined to think it is a coincidence. Though you are doubtless impatient to learn the truth, pray have patience. All will be revealed in due time. This also helps me with Shadowbringers too, understand more about Gorohatia, honestly. So I'm kind of glad that I'm doing this. My apologies if I've given you cause to worry. I'm quite well, I assure you. As you can appreciate, there has been much for me to think on. But now is the time for action, not idle thoughts. Syrcus Tower... Syrcus Tower awaits us. Your task is to eliminate all hostile elements within the structure, Xande himself included. This will afford us the chance to seal off the facility. May the crystal grant you strength. Alright! Off to the next raid set. This one should be... might be just as long as the labyrinth was. Alright. While this does its thing, I'm going back to Limsa so I can sell more of my shit and repair my stuff. Alright. Sell the rest of my stuff. My Atma that I got. Sell that. Okay. I'll throw these in here. My gear should be good, but I'll go mend it anyway. There's so many people here. I feel like the amount of people that was loaded in, at least the names, has gotten higher with the PS5. Now there's a bunch of names that flood my my shit. I can unlock Dancer. It's tempting. I mean, it's very tempting. I really love Dancer. It's very tempting to unlock Dancer. I'm not gonna lie. Considering I'm already level 60, it's very tempting to unlock Dancer. As much as I love Dancer, though, I don't think I'm gonna use it. For one thing, it's DPS, so that's gonna make like queue times a lot slower. I'm kind of liking my instant queue times with healer, so I'll just leave Dancer to my main. Like I said, I'm not gonna level another class until I hit endgame and got Sessa caught up with everything. So, and that's not gonna be for a while. Syrcus Tower. Syrcus? I think we have roulettes now, don't we? Oh, I can't even look because I'm in a duty. Well, I'll look when I'm done. We should have them. We should have the raid roulette unlocked, I think, since now we have 2 different raids. I didn't realize someone bailed out. All right. Moving on. Defeat Skyla. Skyla. So many names. Honestly, let me see here. How do I think it's under character. Oh. Alright, display name, others, alliance members, never. Make it easier. Can I have the HP bars too? Yeah. There we go. Seeing all the names on the screen kind of gets annoying. I probably should do that with my main. I don't know why I haven't done that on my main. It makes things so much cleaner. Plus, it makes it easier to see where party members are. Doug's clone. Clones are alive. I wonder if I can hide damage encounters too. General. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you could hide the damage indicators from other part from that's display names. I don't know. I'll look later. That way you're not looking at a settings menu for half the video. This guy reminds me of the giant ogre that we fight in Final Fantasy IX. Now I get you fight this thing in Final Fantasy III, if I remember correctly. But it reminds me of the ogre from Final Fantasy IX. That's probably what it's based off of, off the one from 3. All my stuff's starting to die. I mean, my phone's dying, my tablet's dying. I still have one more raid to go through, too. I'm just gonna put my tablet off. You know what? I'm gonna shut my phone off, too, which means I won't be able to hear myself. So hopefully my mic doesn't bug out. That way my phone could charge for a little bit. I want to say my issues with the mic have been settled. Because I haven't had any of the problems I had before in a while. Naturally, the problems seemed to go away after I finally got a hold of HyperX's customer service to get a replacement ready to be sent out naturally. But if my mic still is now no longer has that kind of problem, and there's no point sending it back in, because I'll have to send the mic back in and wait for the new one to come in. And while I still have my other mic from I used before, I kind of don't want to use it. Honestly, I know this was wishful thinking, but I was kind of hoping they wouldn't ask me for this one back. But I guess it makes sense. I've had times where I've had stuff that didn't work properly, and had replacements sent out, and I've had moments where the sellers say, "Hey, we don't need it." So I was kind of hoping that would happen this time around, but sadly, it was not meant to be. Oh boy. Get behind the ice! I've also been thinking about video lengths. All my videos lately have been pretty lengthy, like well over an hour, almost 2 hours, if not more. I'm thinking about getting to the point where if it reaches 2 hours, or maybe even an hour and a half, I might just split it. If a video, actually, yeah, let's go with that. I think once the video hits an hour and a half, I might just split that video up into 2 parts, because I'm kind of not abiding by my whole Let's Play format that I had that was working for me for so well for a while. Honestly, this has been a thing for a while. You fight valiantly, mortals, but to no avail. And you can pull me in. I'm just gonna see this. Absolute darkness draws nigh. Soon it will be unleashed, and I shall know nothingness. But yeah. Once exceed an hour and a half, they'll be split up. I've been putting out long videos for quite a while lately, and I've been trying to cut back on that. Trying to go back to how I had it before. So I'm trying to go back to that. Unless it's stuff like specifically side quests where nothing really prevalent happens, like no story, like a normal single player RPGs, that's fine. But if I'm doing multiple things that involves some sort of story, then like with this game, for instance. So I think, but the coils video will be the last long, at least I'm gonna try, it'll be the last long video that I put up. At least I'm gonna try. Because the reason why I developed the video structure, formed a video structure, was to eliminate like videos that were like over 2 hours long. That was the whole purpose of me making a structure. It's like I'm going back to my old roots, and I don't want that. Of course, it'll be easier if I edit shit down, but I'm still trying to get used to editing. And White Knight Chronicles gives me good practice, because there's a lot to edit out. A lot of mindless walking that I can't avoid. Zonde's dead? Figure such a badass. Let there be light. Garbage, garbage, all garbage. I don't want that. I don't want that. I'll take that, because why not? Apparently I've never won an orchestrated role before in this character. Uh-oh. Cecila. did it! You defeated Emperor Xande! Empires may rise and fall, but man's indefatigable, well, what? Something or other spirit ever lives on. Surely you're the champion we had hoped for, Sisla, right? With Emperor Xande not the eternal rest, his dark legacy may be undone. Don't you guys see the big dark thing? Now, his armor's seen better days. What are you playing at now, Nero? In case you hadn't noticed, Garland, these are dangerous surrounds. Can a man be faulted for exercising due caution? At any rate, you needn't remind me. I'm perfectly capable of looking after myself. Go on and finish what you came to do. There are two ways we seal off Syrcus Tower. Either isolate it from the outside world or cripple its ability to produce energy. The choice of method is yours to make. Before we proceed, however, Doga and I must needs attend to a task. The big swirling dark energy. That distortion. What is it? Power that Xande is obtained sought to obtain comes from the void, the world of darkness, our people called it. And the true nature of that power was none other than the armies of Voidsent. Voidsent feed on ether, as you may already know, and no plane is richer in it than ours. In exchange for their allegiance, Xande entered into an unholy covenant. He would open a gate through which the Voidsent could freely enter our world. The covenant, I'm afraid to say, is still in effect. However, being one of the Emperor's lineage, Unai and I believe that we can annul it. By his blood, Xande sealed his dark path. By our blood, it shall be undone. It is time. Yes, Doga. Finally, we fulfill our purpose. Uh-oh. What's going on? It's gone maniacal. Oh, be still my beating heart. For a moment, I feared that this outing would end in disappointment, but my readings were not mistaken. Not even the ultimate weapon compares to this. What are you going on about? The covenant is everlasting. Ugh. Uh-oh. Clones! Lots and lots of clones. I got a headache. And so Mercidia is brought into the fold. Soon all the world shall be united under Algan rule. And yet, with every dream that comes reality, the memory of death grows ever more vivid. An endless void, bereft of light and warmth. Though I may have been defeated to death and did not leave me unscathed, nay, its ravening claws have scarred my soul for eternity. Never shall I know peace. Beings without will, you cannot fathom my rage, my melancholy, my fear. What worth is wealth and power when all must inevitably be consigned to nothingness? If man has nothing, he need not know the pain of loss. So let there be nothing. Harvest more power, that the gate may be thrown full open. Let the god of darkness come and engulf the world, and devouring all life, hopes and dreams. Let all be returned to nothingness. Ugh. Cloud of darkness, huh? That sounds ominous. Oops. Cessla, pull yourself together. Oh, there's a lot of them. Kill 1, 2 more appear. Is there no end to them? More than the 7 hells is happening. You got a headache too? Ah, not now, damn it. Look at that, fancy weapon. Huh. Denied. Nero, were they part of your grand plan too? Save your japes, Garland. I didn't put up with your arrogant face to play with worthless clones. Something's controlling them. A void scent, and no ordinary one at that. Doga! What's going on? Oh! Got yanked into the ether. Confound it. Without them, there's no way to master the darkness. That power is mine. Oh. Well, you got yanked in too. Narrow. Well, they both got sucked into the ether. The covenant shall be honored. I am the cloud of darkness. I shall devour your light and return this world to the void. Oh boy. What do we do now? Damn it, the rift is gone. What are we supposed to do now? As much as it pains me to leave them without them, there's precious little we can do. Let's return to the find and consult Rambros. What's he gonna do? Nope. Alright, great. Well, we're short 3 members of our expedition. Alright. Got a fancy card. I got a minion. And I got one of these. Alright. Since I can't fly in here for whatever reason. Sir, I have bad tidings for you. All this happened within the tower? Gods preserve. The rift that manifested before the throne was a void gate. Of this I am certain. There exists myriad of kinds of void scent. The more powerful the being, the larger the gate must be for it to pass through. It would seem that Xande sought to open a gate of unprecedented proportions, one that will allow this cloud of darkness entry into our world. Further, fortunately for all mankind, he did not succeed. I shudder to imagine what that void scent is capable of. However dreadful it may be, we cannot abandon our friends. Is there no way to save them? I'll not lie to you, Master Garland. The situation is bleak. Though voidsent can enter our world, instances of men entering the void have never been documented. It pains me to give voice to my fears, but we do not even know whether our friends are still live. Damn it! I feel so helpless. No, I refuse to give up. We must save Doga and Unai. We share the same eye, 'tis true, but that is not what motivates me. Above all, I wish to help them fulfill their mission, a mission whose burden they have borne for thousands of years. And besides, I cannot leave matters as they are. As long as Zonde's dark covenant is binding, our world is in danger. 'Tis our duty to prevent the worst from coming to pass. Graha, ever since meeting Unai and Doga, you have not been quite yourself. Tell me true, is all well with your eye? I honestly cannot say. I know only that there is a memory that I must recall. As a child, my father told me the truth of our eye rests with the Alag. The answer eludes me still, but one day I will find it. I am Graha. However slim the odds, we must try to save Unai and Doga. Aye, and that bastard Nero as well, if only to make certain that he won't do any more mischief. You have the right of it, though we have known them but briefly. Doga and Unai are our comrades. We cannot fail them. I shall consult experts in literature both. I swear to leave no stones unturned. Sweet. Yet know that it may be a while before we are ready to act. I would ask that you all be patient. When dealing with the void, one cannot be cautious enough. My thanks again for your assistance. Pray rest for a while now while we can, for when the time comes to go after our friends, we must be at no less than full strength. We'll save them yet, Cecila. Mark my words. Alright! Yippee for me! I think the next one's World of Darkness, right? Yes. Alright. With that being said, I am putting an end to this part. When we come back, we will head out and do the World of Darkness, and we'll wrap up the Crystal Tower raid sets. And we can proceed on other things. Oh. As I was mentioning before, I am going to try to make videos more shorter. Even though there's a lot I want to catch up with Final Fantasy XIV. I don't want to put videos that are like 2+ hours long. So yeah, the coils will be the last, will hopefully be the last video that's, well, over an hour and a half. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go back to my old video structure, or at least something close to it. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next part. Later.